So Puff Daddy, he's arguably one of the most influential producers of all time. Like, when it comes to influential producers, influential people in like the music industry, P. Diddy, Puff Daddy, whoever the hell you know him, he is arguably one of the most influential people ever to exist. He is the one who founded Bad Boy Records, and he was very close friends and also the producer of the Notorious B.I.G.'s music. But it seems that in recent time, and especially now after today, that P. Diddy's whole entire legacy to me is just going to be swept aside because he is in a lot of fucking shit at the moment. And to be honest, when you're in this much shit and you're having this much stuff thrown at you, and especially the allegations and the lawsuits that are being thrown at P. Diddy at the moment, I mean, to be honest, fuck your legacy. Like, you don't really deserve to have a legacy, and people don't really deserve to, like, you know, remember you for like who you were in your professional scene, when supposedly all the stuff that you're doing in your personal life is terrible as fuck. But today, a raid was put out on P. Diddy's homes, both in LA, because he has a home in LA and Miami, and both of his homes were promptly raided by Homeland Security. That's right. Not just like the local police, not just someone going up and like it was an accidental swatting just to, you know, piss off P. Diddy or anything like that. No, this was fucking Homeland Security. The only time that the Homeland Security will go ahead and raid someone's house for what we are supposedly hearing from like what the news has said and what's coming out about this is that it's for human sex trafficking. And if the Homeland Security raids your house, you can bet your goddamn ass that they have some evidence. That they have some hardcore evidence of shit that you have done wrong. For the fact that like an organization like this is getting involved in raiding your house. Like I said, it's not just like the local SWAT team or anything like that. No, I have to repeat it again. Homeland Security. And obviously I've seen on the news everywhere about people saying like, oh my God, is all this stuff true? Like, it's about sex trafficking. What exactly is this linked to? Obviously it has to be done with like some kind of lawsuit. And that's what I was curious about as well. I was just like, what is this linked to? Obviously, like I said, is that if Homeland Security raid your house, they obviously have some kind of fucking evidence. Like, they wouldn't just go ahead and raid, especially someone on the level of Sean Combs, P. Diddy. He is a billionaire. Like, this guy is filthy motherfucking rich. I went onto YouTube because, to be honest, going through Google and having to read shit, because I have to admit, I am not one of a reader. I am nowhere near a reader. I can't be bothered reading stuff. So I went onto YouTube and I searched up about like P. Diddy or any lawsuits to see if he had like anything going on at the moment that maybe could have possibly linked to this. Because like I said, I was curious as hell. I was just like, there's got to be a reason why. And surely we kind of maybe already know about it, or it's been going around the internet. And then I came across this video from 3 weeks ago by Law and Crime Network. It has almost 1 million views. And it won't be surprised to me if they make like a new video in the next coming days, or even even it could have been already uploaded by the time that you're seeing this video, by the time that this video gets uploaded, that they make a follow-up about this raid, because they did this video from 3 weeks ago and it was outlining 10 horrifying new allegations against P. Diddy revealed. This video itself goes on for 30 minutes, and the allegations that are up against this man are fucking insane. So there's 3 allegations from 3 different women, and then there's one from a producer named Rodney Jones. Now, the first 3 from these women is, one of them is his ex-girlfriend. So his most recent ex-girlfriend filed a lawsuit against him for sexual assault and sexual trafficking. Apparently, he also like forced her to engage in some kind of like gangbangs where like he would like get her to have sex with people while he would watch film and masturbate with her, which to me is disgusting as fuck. Another woman accused him of drugging and raping her back in 1991 when she was like in college. Another woman also accused P. Diddy of sex trafficking and gang raping her when she was 17 years of age. That is fucked. There's this whole massive lawsuit, and this is what I think it is linked to, is that a producer named Rodney Jones recently filed a lawsuit against P. Diddy. Apparently this lawsuit is like 30 fucking pages or longer. I can't remember exactly how much he said in the video, but it is insanely long. And all these allegations, just remember, all these allegations are linked to this Rodney Jones lawsuit. Now, he has wanted to, like, a lot of this stuff that we'll talk about, apparently Rodney Jones has known about all this stuff that's going on, and apparently he's also had evidence. I'll mention that apparently there's a lot of this stuff that he mentions in this lawsuit and that he's like filing against P. Diddy, apparently a lot of this stuff, he has evidence of it. There is evidence, video and screenshot evidence in the lawsuit that's connected, that's attached to this lawsuit, but he was very scared for a long period of time because apparently Diddy, and this is actually part of the lawsuit as well, is that Diddy would threaten Jones a lot of the time and pretty much say to him, and he would also like flex guns in front of Jones and be like, hey, you know, you don't want to step out of line, or else, you know, apparently Diddy would also say to him that one of Diddy's securities is good at like taking people out and not seeing them ever again. So I mean, when you're coming up against someone who's as rich as P. Diddy and who, you know, is threatening you to kill you if you had to say anything, I mean, I'd be fucking terrified to come out too. So here we go. This is fucked. So the initial lawsuit is like Jones is filing the lawsuit against Diddy for sexual assault and running a criminal enterprise. Apparently, Diddy tried to groom Jones into homosexuality. He even showed videos of like I think like someone who was linked to Diddy at the time of him having sex, of that person having sex with another man. To Jones, showed him the video, and apparently that video is linked in the fucking lawsuit. Diddy apparently has surveillance everywhere in his house, like every room in his house. And apparently he has some very, like, you know, explicit videos of certain celebrities that actually breaches some privacy laws as well, despite it being your home, having explicit videos. And apparently he would, like, you know, pretty much use this as blackmail against a lot of people. That is 100% against the fucking law. Jones claims that Combs has slept with many men in the industry as well. I don't think that's part of the lawsuit, but it has got to do with, like, you know, I don't know if you guys saw it, but I remember like a few weeks ago when it came out that like Meek Mill was sexually involved with P. Diddy. Like apparently that somehow is linked like to this lawsuit when it comes to, like, you know, Diddy like trying to groom Jones into homosexuality. Cat Williams also came out in some interview and he said that he attended one of Diddy's parties and it was like only dudes. Like it was this massive party when it was only men, and Diddy tried to like get Cat Williams to say, but Cat was just like, I ain't gay, bro. I'm not into this. Like, you to your own, but I'm not fucking into this as well. Apparently, Diddy was also involved in some shootout with his son and his son's friend. It was like swept under the rug as well. And Diddy like denied all this and denied he was even like involved in the shooting whatsoever. But apparently, there is still evidence, like clothing evidence of like the blood stains are like still in certain clothing that is like going to be checked, which is why I'm guessing they're also rating it for like that reason as well. Jones also mentions in this lawsuit that Diddy threw parties with underage girls and sex workers, and there is a photo of Diddy like up close and dancing and pretty much like right fucking here with an underage girl. That's fucked. That's cooked. Supposedly, Diddy was also responsible for a 1999 shooting outside a club. So he was involved like in a shooting in 1999, but he actually, one of his producers or one of his like assistants or someone took the fall for that shooting. But supposedly, Jones knows that J-Lo, who Diddy was dating at the time, actually carried a gun for Diddy and brought it into the club. And then when all this ruckus and all this like altercation went out, J-Lo handed Diddy the gun and was the one who like started shooting. But then one of his like people that was linked to Diddy, I don't know exactly, I can't remember exactly who it was, but he was the fall guy for all that shit. There's also another person that's linked to Diddy as well that is pretty much like, you know, that Epstein assistant, like Epstein had that chick who basically would just like help him to sex traffic all these like underage people. Pretty much Diddy had the exact same thing with someone else, with a woman who would like help him with sex trafficking and also apparently just feed him drugs and hookers whenever he wanted to. And also the last one as well, which I mean, this to me, all of when I was watching this video, it was insane, is that Diddy is involved in racketeering and running a criminal enterprise. And apparently when it comes to like the kind of hold that Jones has with this racketeering and criminal enterprise part of the case, is that supposedly when it came to like Bad Boy Records, is that Diddy would, and like him and his like all of his higher ups and all of his fucking goons would all like promise these producers and promise these people like Grammys and great success and all different links and different like communications and people to be able to, you know, be friends with inside like the whole entire industry. and that you would be promised like a lot of money, and you promised this, you'd be promised that, but pretty much they just took everything from you, took money from you, didn't give you money. Like apparently they were funneling a lot of money illegally as well, and like doing a lot of cash in hand, and apparently they were forcing and like making people to be involved in drug trafficking and human trafficking as well. So that's like just everything summarized. Like I said, I'm just summarizing everything. I recommend going to watch the whole video because it is fucked. And I am guessing that this raid is 100% linked with this Jones case. Because like I said, is that in this Jones case, in the Rodney Jones case, like who's a producer, is that apparently linked in and attached in this lawsuit, there is evidence. There is pretty much hardcore fucking stone cold evidence for a lot of the stuff that is mentioned in this lawsuit. So like I said at the start of the video, is that Homeland Security ain't gonna do shit. But if they have hardcore evidence, if they have fucking something that they are just like, yeah, this is legit, like we have evidence to raid your house, they're fucking coming for you. So the fact that like Homeland Security raided this man's house, both in LA and Miami, like this would have been planned for weeks. Like weeks. They would have been planning this shit for weeks. From the moment that this lawsuit was filed against Diddy by Jones, I reckon that Homeland Security would have gotten this, seen all the evidence and been like, we're 100% raiding this man's house. We are fucking 100% raiding this man's house. We're going to plan it out. We're going to do all this. Like something like this doesn't come in the spare of the moment. Like I said, apparently the raid was like handled very professionally, and like, you know, they knew exactly where they were going and what they were doing when they raided his house. And what happens just hours after Diddy's house gets raided? Well, apparently Diddy's jet was tracked down in the fucking Caribbean. That's right. It touched down in the fucking Caribbean. This man was trying to flee the fucking scene. He was trying to flee the scene. And there was also this video that I saw from TMZ. This is Diddy outside of the Miami airport. Like I think like the main airport in Miami, pacing up and down. And apparently before this video was taken, this is just like witnesses saying that they saw some FBI agents had actually approached Diddy and whoever he was with and like questioned them, but he wasn't detained in any way. So obviously, as much as they do have evidence, they need obviously, you know, more evidence to be able to fully detain him and fully, you know, arrest him or anything like that. And to me, Diddy, I mean, the fact that he's obviously trying to flee the country, I mean, he's in the Miami airport and supposedly his private jet touched down in the Caribbean islands. I mean, I'm sorry, but this lawsuit, the fact that Homeland Security raided his house, he was seen outside of Miami airport, and now that the fact that his private jet is touching down in the Caribbean islands, he's guilty. I'm sorry, but he's guilty. Even without like the first few evidence, even when I first saw the fact that like, oh, P. Diddy's house is getting raided for human trafficking, and before I found out about this lawsuit, I knew that his like jet had gone in the Caribbean and he was seen outside of fucking Miami. I already fucking knew that this man was guilty. I don't know if anyone's ever like followed Diddy or known about Diddy or like me. I'm a massive music fan. Like I've been a massive music fan for years, and especially when I was younger, I used to love hip hop. Like, I still love hip-hop now, but when I was younger, like, I have a massive collection of so many different rap albums. Like, all from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, 2010s. Like, I would purchase rap albums. That's what I would do with my fucking spare money. Like, I have so many different albums, different rap albums, and I would just, like, I'm one of these people who would go on Google and just, like, look up people and just, like, read about people. And Diddy's cooked. I've always known Diddy is a weird motherfucker. And to be honest, I wouldn't be surprised if he's like linked to this whole entire like sex trafficking pedo ring. It wouldn't fucking surprise me whatsoever. Not one bit. I wouldn't even be surprised if he was fucking linked to Epstein. That wouldn't surprise me either. Honestly, I wouldn't put it past him. I'm convinced. I'm fucking convinced that Diddy was a part of like Epstein's sex ring. Honestly, he could have been fucking one of the main guys controlling all this shit because of the amount of money that he has and the fucking weirdo of a dude that he is. And this isn't like his first lawsuits that are going down. This man has been getting sued since like the fucking late 90s or even like in the mid 90s as well. And a lot of it's for like sexual assault. So the fact that this man's getting like his house raided for human trafficking, I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised. And will he get proven guilty? No. You wanna know why? Because he's rich. He won't. He should be, and he should get charged. He should fucking do his time, but he won't be because it's P. Diddy and he's rich. And we all know that whenever someone's rich and successful and as big as he is, most of the time, they're just going to get away with it. And to be honest, I will be surprised if nothing ends up coming out of this. I hope it doesn't. I hope something actually gets done. But we'll have to wait and see. But that's it from me. Let me know what you guys think about this down below. That's it from your boy. Peace out.